Working to highlight the story of ag in his state, he recently released a new mini documentary. It's called Beautiful Country, and it's centered on the Mississippi family farming culture. He joins us now for a sneak peek of that. Welcome to the studio, Charlie Mars. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, man, I was listening to Times Have Changed, and I'm like, wow, I think every single person watching this interview needs to hear that song because it really deals with the frustration I think that we are all feeling. You don't see the kids playing out in the yard. You don't see the tree houses up in the tree, the people on the porch. It has gotten so congested, and it's really dealing with a frustration that you really felt yourself.
Yeah. I'm from a pretty rural part of Mississippi, and I made a change to move out. You know, there's kind of country, and then there's living in town, and then there's the real country. And I moved to the real country, and the adjustment has been pretty dramatic for me. You know, you got to really take a look in the mirror because there's nobody out there but you and the people you live around. And I started to have a lot of appreciation for the people that live around me and how hard they work and their values. And one of the things that I think that is you see with the loss of agriculture or the loss of more traditional life, like my grandparents were cattle farmers, and is those values and just the small town connection and the connection to your neighbor. And having that in my life now made me a lot more aware of what I didn't have and what I do have now. And it also made me want to tell someone else's story.
Yeah, and that someone else, let's talk about the Brown family. They're featured in the video, and they're also, of course, featured in this mini documentary. How'd you get to know them? Neighbors of yours?
Billy Ray Brown's father was a friend of mine. He was a really well-known writer from our area. He wrote a book called Big Bad Love. If you've ever eaten at a Big Bad Breakfast, that place is named after his book.
Wow.
And he wrote a lot of great books. And so no one ever told my grandparents' story. And so when I was spending some time around them, I thought, I need to tell this story, you know, because I know that their dad, Larry, would want me to tell it. And I'm inspired by this guy. You know, you just don't see a lot of people that are, I mean, I don't know a lot of people who, you know, are able to run a true family farm. And a lot of the values that they exhibited in their lives, and also some of the pressures and struggles that they were feeling, I could really relate to.
Yeah.
And so it's not all just roses. You know, they're not just living out on a family farm like, you know, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of wonderful things to celebrate about that. And I just wanted to tell their story. So I did a little short documentary with a friend of mine on their story. And then in the process of making that documentary, I thought, man, there's something about the energy of this whole situation that really fits with my song Times Have Changed, and my album is also called Times Have Changed. It comes out October the 6th. And so we made a video with Billy Ray and his daughter.
Well, the video is gorgeous. The mini documentary is just beautiful. Can we play a little bit of it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go ahead and take a look. Here it is.
My wife has worked like, if I was out cutting hay, she'd have babies out there on one arm and milking cows. We got a 19, a 18, and a 15. We all worked together as a true family farm, and that was what it was all about. Sometimes I feel bad, I guess, for what I've asked them to do. Most folks don't know that life. They don't know it. She knows it. The kids know it, sleeping a few hours, and here the whole thing comes again. The friends we have, folks, if we had gotten a bind, they're there. And I think we have beautiful country. I love it. Like last Sunday, I got up, milked, went to church with a family, come home, ate, and took my wife fishing. If I'm out there, if everything's running right and I'm cutting hay and I'm laying it down and man, it's a great crop, that's not work. That is the play. If something happened tomorrow and it was over, this ride we've had has been wonderful to me.
That is beautiful. Boy, I had goosebumps watching that. Really, if this ride is over, I mean, they are living the life they want to live. And again, not without its hurdles, but boy, the freedom that it allows. And it really captured that. You have to be so proud of this.
I am.
Yeah.
I love that family. And Billy Ray Brown is a really special, charismatic, unique guy. And he's just so full of love and good energy that I was just proud to be able to tell a little bit of his story.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned again, I don't know, what came first, writing Times of Change and then that kind of inspiring this or kind of informing this documentary, or did you have the idea for this and said, hey, this really is a big thing?
I wrote the song prior to having any idea about doing this documentary, but leading up to the record, one of the conversations that I had with a guy who is really good at shooting video in my area was that we wanted to tell the story of the people in the area that we both were from. And I think a lot of my life, I grew up in a small town and I wanted to get out and I wanted to see the world. And in doing that, I'm not going to say I turned my back on it, but I didn't pay enough attention to how special the people and the values that I grew up under were special because I think that they're rooted in the truth.
Yeah, and hearing, and I love what your song says, hearing yes, ma'am, yes, sir, those things that we don't hear, and I think there's a loss of that as we go through these years. And saying, I don't want it to evolve. I think that's what you said in your song. I'm not saying don't change, but there's those morals, those values that you'd really like to, core values that you'd like to see families hold on to. Really speaks to that. You're going to perform the song for us?
Yeah, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it in a little bit.